Good evening once again, and welcome to this masterclass on law of attraction. First of all, I'd like to apologize for the delay. Uh, Actually, really got badly stuck in traffic, so it got late in actually starting the session. But I promise that I'll make the session a very interesting one for each one of you, each one of my viewers. So today we're going to talk about the law of attraction. Now, the law of attraction is being talked about in almost every different place we go. There's so many thousands of books around law of attraction. There are thousands of videos. But what actually is the law of attraction? And is it something new, or is it something that has been around for ages? So that is what we're going to try and understand today, is that what exactly is law of attraction? Now, as per the law, what it says is that whatever you focus on, whatever you put your energy, attention, and focus on, you will attract more of that into your life. Now, generally, how do we focus on anything? It is either we think about it, or we're speaking about it, or we're hearing about it, or we're seeing pictures of things in our mind. So these are different ways of focusing on different things. So what does the law say? The law says whatever you put your energy, attention, and focus on, you will create more of that in your life. Now, the only way you can put attention and energy and focus on something is when you're talking about it, when you are seeing the pictures, that means when you're looking at something, and when you're seeing the pictures in your mind, or even if you're thinking about it. So, when you think, when you see, and when you speak. And also, the fourth thing is when you feel. These are all the four things by which you can pay attention and energy and focus on something. Now, before we really move forward and try to understand this law a little more in detail, I'd like to just add two things as the basis on which the law of attraction really works. So, first basis is, that everything is energy. Now, you must have heard this in school, you must have heard this in college and everywhere, that everything is energy. And the fact is that, yes, everything is energy. If you take a human being and, put a human being under a large microscope, in the school days, we used to use microscopes. So if you take a giant microscope and put a human being under the microscope and you go deep down inside, like you go into deep down and go deeper and deeper into the human being, what do you see at the end? The last thing you would probably see is a cell. You go further down, you'll probably see, molecules. Go further down, you will see atoms. And even further down, if you go, you'll see electrons, protons, neutrons. And if you go further down, you will see subatomic particles. And finally, you will see only one thing, and that is energy. If you take a table and put it under the microscope, you will see the same thing. If you put a chair or if you put a glass or anything, at the end of the day, it's all energy. Because finally it's molecules, atoms, subatomic particles. Further down you go, it is nothing else but energy. So then what is the difference? If I am energy, if this whiteboard here is energy, if my spectacles are energy, then what is the difference? The only difference is that everything has a different frequency. There's a different density, there's a different frequency. So while everything is energy, everything also vibrates at a different speed. In a sense, everything is a vibration which has its own frequency. So let's summarize of what we've done so far. We've said that everything is energy, everything is a vibration. Now, the law of attraction basically works on this basis. If everything in this universe is a vibration, if everything is energy, then essentially the thoughts that we hold in our mind is also energy, right? Because if we are creating thoughts in our mind, if we are speaking words from our mouth, if we're seeing pictures in our mind, all of this is creating a frequency. And we've never learned this in school, but our mind really is a transmitter. So if we're thinking of something, if we're seeing something in our mind, or if we're talking about it, we're essentially sending out signals. And what does the law of attraction say? Is that whatever you're sending out is what you will get back. So there are different ways of saying the law of attraction, So one is the simplest and the most commonly used definition of the law of attraction is like attracts like. Yeah. So if I'm sending out a particular type of frequency, I'm going to attract exactly the same thing into my life. The other way of saying the law of attraction is what we give out is what we get back. What we give out is what we get back. So let's say if I'm criticizing somebody all the time, if I'm criticizing, what am I giving out? Criticism. Now, according to the law of attraction, if I'm giving out criticism, I'm going to receive criticism from the world. And again, it's almost 10 times. Whatever you give out, you receive back 10 times. If I am judging people, then people are going to judge me. If I'm appreciating people, people are going to appreciate me. If I respect people, I'm going to get respect. And if I love people, I'm going to get love. So what we give out is what we get back. Now, this is the universal, I would say, the iron law of the universe. What we give out is what we get back. Okay. So let's say if I'm always angry, so what am I giving out? Anger. If I'm giving out anger, what am I going to receive? I'm going to receive more opportunities to get angry. In fact, there will be so many different things coming into my life, people, events, situations, circumstances, which is going to make me more angry. If I'm let's say I'm sad about something, I'm always sad, the Meena Kumari types. If I'm always sad, what's going to happen? What am I giving out? Sadness. Now, if I'm giving out sadness, I'm going to receive more and more opportunities to become sad. I'll in fact attract people, events, ideas, situations, and circumstances, which is going to make me more sad. Okay, so this is how the law of attraction works, right? Now, if you look at the time right now, it's about 9:50, and the date today is the 29th of November. At this moment of time, all of us, who's watching me and who will be watching me, and including me myself, there are only two options that I have in this moment. One is either I count my blessings, which means, I always count my blessings. Yeah, today I'm alive, I have a fit body, I have a sane mind, I have a computer that I'm, right now talking to, I have my family, my home, which means I'm counting my blessings. Now, what does law of attraction say? What we give out is what we get back. So if I'm counting my blessings, the universe actually responds by sending me more good things, as a result of which I'm always going to say thank you, thank you, thank you. On the other hand, if I'm complaining about the problems in my life, I have this problem, these people won't listen, my work is never happening, ye nahi ho raha hai, wo nahi ho raha hai. So if I'm constantly complaining, what am I doing? I'm counting my problems. And if I count my problems, I'm going to attract nothing else but more problems. So simple way of saying the law of attraction is what we give out is what we get back. Now, if you really carefully observe this, the law of attraction, because today the topic is what exactly is the law of attraction? Now, if you really carefully observe, the law of attraction is nothing else but the law of sowing and reaping. Because what does the law of sowing and reaping say? As you sow, so shall you reap. Now, the literal sense of sowing is that you put a seed in the ground, right? But the real meaning of sowing is not only putting the seed in the ground, but also the thoughts that you're thinking in your mind. Thoughts, the words that you speak from your mouth, the images that you see in your mind are nothing else but seeds. So essentially, when you're thinking, or when you're speaking, or when you're seeing a picture in your mind, or when you're feeling, you're actually putting seeds. It's equivalent to putting a seed in the ground. In this case, we are actually putting the seed into the universe. So when you are speaking something, we're actually sending out a vibration into the universe. So when we are sowing the thoughts, the words, the images, and the feelings, we are going to attract exactly the same thing. So in effect, the law of attraction is nothing else but the law of sowing and reaping. Or you can say the law of cause and effect. Every effect that happens in our life has a cause behind it. Or simply put, you can say, if you extrapolate this a little bit, the law of attraction is nothing else but the law of karma. As you have done in the past, whatever you have thought, whatever you speak, whatever you do, whatever feelings that you hold in your mind is exactly what you're going to attract into your life. So essentially, the law of attraction is nothing new. Yeah, that's what I'm finally coming to. The law of attraction is nothing new. It's something which is written in our scriptures. You look at Bhagavad Gita, you look at the Quran, you look at the Bible, you look at the Guru Granth Sahib. Everybody says the same thing: as you sow, so shall you reap. So essentially, the only thing is that the meaning of sowing and reaping is not understood. So essentially, we sow through our thoughts, our words, our images, the images that we hold in our mind, the actions that we take, and our feelings. So now, how do we use the law of attraction to our benefit? Okay, let me just show this to you in form of a little diagram so that the law of attraction becomes absolutely clear to everybody. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a little picture here. I've written the word T. Now, T is nothing else but thoughts. Okay, the thoughts that we hold in our mind, right? Now, based on the thoughts that we hold in our mind, they actually create feelings, because feelings are created by the thoughts that we hold in our mind. You know, if you're thinking positive, you're going to create positive feelings. If you're thinking negative, you're going to create negative feelings. Okay, so thoughts in effect create feelings. Feelings in effect create vibrations. Okay, and this vibrations is nothing else but, in simple language, we call it vibes. Have you heard of positive vibes, negative vibes? Simple example of negative vibes is that, you know, when you see a person from far away and sometimes you just want to hide, you don't want to meet this person, this is negative vibes, you know, because when that person comes in your presence, he or she is actually able to suck all your energy, which is nothing else but negative vibrations. And sometimes we go to certain places and we just don't want to stick around there, you know, we just want to leave that place as quickly as possible. That is negative vibrations. Similarly, when you are meeting a person and maybe you've given him only 5 minutes, but you end up spending 45 minutes or you end up spending 1 hour with this person, it's only because you like the presence of this person, which means the vibes of this person is very, very positive. Okay. And when you go to certain places, like let's say you go to a hill station or a beach or a garden, you just don't want to leave from that place because the vibrations from those places are very, very positive. Okay. So we all understand the meaning of vibrations. Now remember, we are also sending out vibrations. Yeah. How do we send out vibrations? Based on what we're thinking, we are feeling. And based on what we're feeling, we're sending out vibrations. So, in a sense, all our thoughts, all our words, all the images that we hold in our mind, you know, and also the behaviors, the actions, all of these things, you know, when you're speaking words, if you're speaking negative words, it's going to create negative feelings. You know, if you're thinking negative images in your mind, it's going to create negative feelings. Okay. So essentially, all of this gets converted into feelings. The feelings is the one which really creates the vibrations. And these are the vibrations which are going out from us. You know, we're sending out vibrations. Now, what does law of attraction say? What we give out, we get back. So based on the vibrations we send out, we actually attract similar things into our life. Okay. So what do we attract? We attract people of a similar kind. We attract events. We attract opportunities. We attract situations, circumstances, ideas, and inspirations. So all of these are in alignment with the vibrations that we're sending out, which means we are really the creator of our life. You know, we are essentially creating our life. Whatever we're thinking, we're sending out the vibrations, and based on the vibrations we send out, we attract exactly similar things in our life. It could be people, events, ideas, situations, circumstances, and every single thing, which means that whatever is coming into my life, whether it is good, bad, or ugly, who's creating this? I'm creating it. And that is why I need to take complete responsibility of my life. Okay. And this is where really understanding the law of attraction is very, very important. When we, you know, when we look at, you know, maybe The Secret, or when we read books, the simple thing that is said is that, okay, whatever you think, you attract. But how does this really happen? What is the science behind this? And the science is pretty simple. The first thing we talked about is that everything is energy. Second, we said is everything is a vibration. And the third thing is that we are essentially vibrating beings. And based on what we're thinking, seeing, feeling, seeing the pictures in our mind, the actions that we take, we're sending out vibrations. Now, based on the vibrations we send out, law of attraction says we're going to attract exactly similar things into our life. Okay. So this is how the law works. Now, how do we bring this in our favor? Now, one thing before I end this session is that the most important question is, where do thoughts come from? Because essentially the words that we speak from our mouth are coming from our thoughts. The images that we see in our mind are also coming from our thoughts. The actions that we take are also coming from our thoughts. The question is, where do thoughts come from? And the thought really comes from our mind, essentially our subconscious mind, okay, based on our past conditioning. So essentially, just move the screen a little bit so that you can see the diagram. Yeah, P. The P stands for the past conditioning. So whatever has happened to us in our life, whatever conditioning has happened, whatever programming has happened to us since our childhood, we essentially think in that basis. So if there's some wrong program sitting in the subconscious mind as a result of our past experiences or based on what we were told or what we saw or what we experienced, it affects our thought process. Like for example, let's say there's every person that comes into my life, uh, misbehaves me or doesn't treat me well. So then what is my thought going to be or what is my belief going to be? That people are not nice, they don't treat us nice, and they take advantage of me. So essentially, because of the past experiences, we automatically create thoughts. Thoughts are not something that we're really thinking. It's an automatic process based on our past conditioning. So, and based on the thoughts, we essentially attract things into our life. So that is how the law of attraction really works. I would really say rather than saying like attracts like, it would be better to say what we give out is what we get back. So essentially, based on what I'm sending out, I'm attracting into my life. Now, how do we use the law of attraction to our benefit? We need to be a little mindful, okay? Because what's going on in my mind? What am I feeling? What am I speaking? What am I seeing in my mind is what I need to pay attention to. Sometimes when we get up in the morning and we have a little fight with somebody in a house, what happens? We immediately say, Yaar, aaj ka to din hi kharab hai. Today's day is so bad. And the moment we say these words, the vibrations are so powerful. We just send out vibrations, and you see one after the other things start going wrong. You're not able to find your car keys. You're not able to start your car. You go to the ATM, you're not able to withdraw cash. You go out on the road, you get stuck in a traffic jam. And every single time you're saying only one thing: today's day is only bad. In the morning only I said the day is bad. But really think, is the day really bad? Because if the day was bad, then it should be bad for everybody. It should not be bad only for you or me. It should be bad for everybody. And this is what happens when people are not aware of the law of attraction. They're not aware of how powerful their thoughts are, how powerful their words are, how powerful the images that hold in their mind are. There are a lot of parents who come and tell me, Sir, mera bachcha to meri sunta hai na. My child never listens to me. Now I tell them that pay a little attention to what you're speaking from your mouth. So the parent says that, sir, I'm not lying. My child doesn't listen to me at all. I don't know. I do everything and the child just doesn't listen to me. I once again tell them to pay attention to what they're speaking from their mouth. My child is not listening to me. Now they have no idea that when they're speaking that my child just doesn't listen to me. My child just doesn't listen to me. Even if they're not speaking the words out and they're just thinking in their mind, that thought process in the mind is enough to create a vibration. Now what is the vibration he or she is sending out? What is the vibration the parent is sending out? My child doesn't listen to me. Now when you send that vibration out, the child is not going to listen because the child is going to get some kind of inspirations to not behave in the correct manner, and he or she will always do things which are going to upset you. The way to solve the problem is to change the thought process, to change the beliefs, to change the pictures that we see in our mind. So if we create a new thought process in our mind that I love my child always listens to me, and if we keep affirming that with a lot of faith, if we affirm in a positive, with a lot of belief and faith, that eventually comes to pass. Because when you are sending a vibration that my child always listens to me, the child actually senses the new vibration, and in the new vibration, the child actually feels like behaving in a different manner. Okay, so to summarize, everything is energy, everything is a vibration. The law of attraction says whatever you put your energy, attention, and focus on, you will attract more of that. Now, what does that mean? Or the different two other ways of saying the law of attraction is like attracts like, and what you give out is what you get back. I would like to summarize this law by saying that we give out, or we're essentially vibrations, and what we give out is based on what we're thinking, what we're speaking from our mouth, what we're seeing in our mind, and what we're feeling. So if we're able to control these four things, I repeat once again, if you're able to control these four things, your thoughts, your words, the images that you hold in your mind, and also your feelings, your feelings will actually automatically be controlled. When you control your thoughts, words, and images, feelings will automatically be controlled. And when you send out the right kind of vibrations, you will see that life will literally change. And you actually become the creator of your life. You're no longer a victim who says that, I'm not in control of my life, my family is troubling me, these circumstances are troubling me, the weather is troubling me. Now it's essentially we who are the creators of our life. So if we use our creative abilities, now look at this. God has given us the creative abilities to create the life that we want. Is equivalent to saying that if you're given a piece of land, completely an open piece of land, and if you're told that you have to make a garden, who's going to choose the seeds? It is you who's going to choose the seeds. You will decide to put in the right kind of seeds in the different locations so that eventually you come up with a beautiful garden, right? So life can be compared with a beautiful piece of land that God has given us, and God has also given us the ability to plant the seeds in this ground. Now, the planting, like I said, happens through our thoughts, words, images, and finally the feelings. So, if you are holding the right kind of thoughts, the feelings, images, and words, I'm repeating this over and over and over again because I've seen that it becomes so difficult for people to even understand the simple concept. But if you really work on, paying attention to your thoughts, to your words, feelings, and images, you will see that life will transform. In just a few days, you will start seeing things happening in a different manner. Great. So I'm now going to end this masterclass. But before I do that, let me just check if there are some comments which I can answer. Because there are a few questions here. Let me see if I can just look at the questions and see if I can take some answers, give some answers. Okay. Okay, let me just give me a minute, please. Okay, there's Shamin Naugare who's saying, do you think past life influences our life today? Yes, it does to some extent because past life experiences are all stored in our subconscious mind. The subconscious mind does not only. Just one second, please. Yes, it does to some extent because. Just one second, please. I think my own phone is distracting us. Okay. So the past life experiences are stored in our subconscious mind, and as a result, it affects our thought process. But my thing to you is that, instead of going in the past life and trying to figure out what happened in my past life, if we can directly work on our thoughts, if we can directly work on our feelings, the vibrations will automatically change. So while they do have an impact, while the past life does have an impact, we do have control on our thoughts. And with our thoughts, we can literally bring a change in our life. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. There's Aditya who's saying, sir, but what if you don't wake up in the good mood? Can we change it? Yes, of course. The best way to change your mood when you wake up in the morning is to be grateful that you're alive, right? Now, if you look at the newspaper in the morning, you see there's so many people who die, just in a plane crash or an earthquake or a train crash or something of that sort. And imagine what would be happening to their families. Just this one thought that I'm alive, that I'm breathing today can immediately shift our mood that, oh my God, thank you so much, God, that I'm alive today and that, I have an opportunity to live one more day to make a difference to this planet. So I think you can immediately change your thought process in the morning. Uh, Rushang Desai is saying how to overcome negative thoughts. Okay. So negative thoughts, it's a process, my dear Rushang, because there's a lot of the negative thoughts can only come when there's a lot of stuff sitting in the subconscious mind. Okay. So it could be a range of past experiences, it could be beliefs about your own self. Maybe things have not gone the way you wanted in the past, and a result, there are a lot of experiences stored in the subconscious mind, and that is forcing the negative thoughts to come out. So my only thing is, the one tip I can give you today is to directly work on your feelings. And the way to work on your feelings is to be always in a state of gratitude. Now, I'm going to take a special masterclass on gratitude and the practice of gratitude and how gratitude can actually change your negative thought patterns. Okay. So negative thoughts are not necessarily bad, but we do definitely do need to work on it and make them positive as quickly as possible. Uh, but the real solution is here. While we work on our thoughts, we can work on our feelings. The solution lies in the subconscious mind that if we are actually able to clean up the past experiences, if we're able to kind of deal with stuff that has happened to us in the past, then the thought process automatically becomes positive. If possible, do attend one of our mind power programs where we actually help you to clean up, a lot of past and which can help you improve your thought process almost instantaneously in about a 2-day time period. So Asma is saying need to do EFT to delete the past life. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can use EFT to deal with past experiences. Past life, though, I'm not very sure, but definitely your past experiences can be the impact of the past experiences can be removed by using a lot of EFT. Okay. Hemanji says, how can you change your thought process? The only way to change thought process is to change your belief systems because beliefs are formed due to our past experiences, and past experiences are stored here in the subconscious mind. The moment you change this, you will actually see a shift in the thought process, and you can see things actually changing in your life. Okay. So Aditya once again says, thanks a lot for this beautiful video and answering my question. Just last one question. So sometimes a client takes a U-turn to what they commit. It really affects our business. It pains us. How do we look at these external sources who affect our day? Now, Aditya, if you go back to the original statement I made that we are the creators of our life. Now, at times, what happens is when we're working on a deal with a client and we're very anxious of getting a deal. So, what happens is, along with the thought process of getting a deal, we're also sending out vibrations of anxiety. Now, when we're sending out vibrations of anxiety, things that were actually happening actually take a U-turn. So we need to really, really have faith that things will happen. It's almost like when you put a seed in the ground, do you ever doubt that it's not going to come out? But in the process of goal achievement, in the process of closing orders, I've seen that many people get very, very anxious if the order is not coming through or if it's taking time. And anxiety, doubt, worry, tension, all of these are actually, I would call enemies of goal achievement, because things which were going to happen actually start going back. So it's almost equivalent to saying, that if you put a seed in the ground and after a few days you see the plant is not coming out, now what will happen? The person starts doubting, oh, why is this not coming out? Will it ever come out? And then you start digging the ground. Now, if you dig the ground, it's going to destroy the natural process that has happened in the ground. Okay, this is exactly what happens in goal achievement. That when you're working hard towards your goals, when you're doubting the process, when there's a lot of fear and anxiety and worry, and if you don't control that, things actually start moving away from you rather than coming towards you. Because when you're saying doubt, it's not going to come, you're actually sending a signal to the universe that it's not going to come. And as a result, all the people and the events and the opportunities that were actually going to come to you, they start going back and they don't give you the required results. Okay. Hemantji, positive affirmations definitely help. In fact, when you wake up in the morning, if you start off your day with just 5 or 6 positive affirmations, for example, today is such an amazing day. I choose to make this the happiest day of my life. I expect to see miracles today in my life. I'm completely in control of my life. I choose to make this the most productive day of my life. When you begin your day like this, when you begin your day with a prayer, it almost sets the tone for the day. So please do use positive affirmations extensively. Uh, Please do listen to positive motivational videos, motivational speeches. All of this keeps your mind engaged in positivity. Read good books, stop watching negative stuff in newspapers and TV. Even if you want to watch, do not get engaged emotionally with those things, because when you get engaged emotionally, you're getting into the vibration. Yeah, so productivity by changing your thought process? Well, essentially, when your mind, if you've noticed, Chetan, that when you wake up in the morning, you're able to get stuff done like this, right? Because when the mind is really calm and peaceful and ready to go, you're actually able to produce more. So, even if you remember your school days, when you were trying to read something early in the morning, and when everything is very quiet, you're actually able to read much more and your efficiency increases. So the key is, can I keep my state of mind the same throughout the day? And that can only happen with practice, by practicing mindfulness, being mindful of your thoughts, the words, the images that you hold in your mind. Once you're mindful of that, and when you control your mind, you definitely will be able to, improve your productivity. In fact, when we do these workshops for corporates, we see that productivity of the employees shoot up because they're able to control their minds. Yeah. Okay, so Suhas Jain, how this law of attraction works in meditation? Well, law of attraction and meditation are actually, I would say, two slightly different things. Meditation is something which actually helps you control the mind. So, meditation is actually an enabler which helps you to bring your mind in the right state, which can then help you get the benefits of the law of attraction. Because while there are a lot of medicines for the body, there is really no medicine for the mind except meditation. So when you meditate, you will see that slowly and steadily all the negative thought processes will go away. Though initially it is difficult, but eventually you will see that the negative thought processes will go away, and that will actually help you to manifest things faster. Okay, so meditation is very useful to get better results with the law of attraction. Okay, great. I think we are more or less done with all the questions. I'll just hang around for maybe 1 or 2 minutes. If anybody else has any questions, I can take them and answer them. Okay, thank you, friends, for being with me this evening. And all I'd like to say is that law of attraction is nothing new. You can say it is law of you can say it is actually the law of karma, because our karmas are nothing else but our thoughts, words, deeds, and actions, and our images that we hold in our mind. You can call it the cause of sowing and reaping, the law of sowing and reaping, and you can also call it the law of cause and effect. So it is really nothing new. It's just a different way of putting the same old laws which are there, which are universal laws, which are the iron laws of the universe, which are stated in each and every scripture of the world. Okay, great. So I think this is one question from Hemanji. Meditation helps us to take us to the alpha state. Well, meditation itself is actually the alpha state, so it's just different names given to the states of mind. But when you meditate, you're actually relaxing your mind and you're taking it to the alpha state. Okay. So thank you once again, and I'm sorry we began this session a little late, but look forward to more and more such sessions where I will share, stuff which is going to help you live happier, healthier, and more successful lives. That's a real motive, is to really reach out to people, share with them on how they can use this instrument, which God has given us, one of the most powerful instruments that God has given us, and yet there is no knowledge of this existing in schools, colleges, and that really is the reason for all the misery in the world. And that's why it is rightly said that the human mind, the mind actually can be man's best friend, or it can be man's worst enemy. If it is not used correctly, it can lead to all kinds of challenges: money problems, relationship problems, health problems, not feeling good about yourself. So, uh, I would, at the end, I would like to suggest each one of you to, if you get time and if you have the resources, do join one of our classes, where we hold extensive sessions on how to, first of all, understand the mind, and then how to effectively use the mind to create the life of your dreams. God has given us this opportunity, so why not use it to really create the life of our dreams? Okay. We, in fact, have seminars coming up in Pune on 9th and 10th of December. The details of the seminars have already been posted on Facebook as well as on our website. The workshop is going to happen, the next Mind Power Unlimited workshop is going to happen on 16th and 17th of December in Pune. And then in January, we'll have classes in Mumbai. And January, February probably will be in Delhi. And then we're obviously expanding to other cities down south as well. So in the meanwhile, stay tuned and keep watching. And I would like to express my sincerest gratitude for being here with me for the past almost, I would say, about half an hour to 45 minutes, trying to understand the law of attraction. So wish you all the best. And if you have more questions, do feel free to send us questions on Facebook, and we'll be happy to answer them. God bless you. Wish you all the best.